Well, I'm back. So after the snowstorm, me getting out there and shoveling the snow and then going on a couple service calls, and my old Challenger don't get around that great, so I ended up have to park a block away from the service call and then walk down the hill to where it was at, so I didn't get stuck and have to call a tow truck. And anyways, I started canceling service calls because my car ain't gonna get around that grade in this stuff, and I'm not gonna chance it getting destroyed. So I got sick from being out in the cold, laid around the house for a couple days, but come out and I sliced this open here, hammered it down, removed that rear little bracket that's right in here, this little bracket here, removed it so that I could cut that and move it downward, and then I tacked it back on after the fact. But I'm on my final test fit, so I'm going to put it back on here and check everything, and then if everything fits right and looks good, I'm going to go ahead and start shooting some screws across there on the inner wheel well, locking it all together, and then some more down through this section here to lock all this together. Yeah, I'll probably end up having to hammer that over flat, which ain't no big deal. I ended up cutting a little bit off of this here so that the quarter panel would come back in this way a little bit. But I got my holes all lined up. Last time I had it on, everything was looking real good, but I had a couple of little places that I needed to tweak. I needed to add this back on so that I make sure everything's gonna fit at the same time. Did a little cleanup on the weld down in that hole because it was kind of ugly looking. Ain't like we'll ever see it, but I know it's there. Anyways, so now I'm getting ready to put the quarter back on, start buttoning stuff up, screwing it all together here, making sure everything's gonna fit. I'm gonna throw the couple screws in this area and that area over there where the clamp's at, and then I'm gonna throw my trunk lid on, see how all that looks and lines up, and we're getting there. I'll be back. So this is my choice for deck lids. I'm quite sure this is a 73, and that one over there is probably gonna, the blue one's gonna be a 72. So this is what I've got. The 73 dent, some dent and rot all across here. Huge dent. I don't know if you can see that, but got a huge dent right there. And then on this side, the back side, rot all the way across, rot all the way. Let me see if I can get the camera over here. So as you can see, it's rotted all the way. Now the 73 has a different lock mechanism than the 71, 72. The reason I say this is a 72 because it doesn't have the cutouts for the wing I'm pretty sure they came with cutouts in 71. And this one is pretty straight on the top side. No major rot out that I can see. I think this will probably be the better choice. Like I said, no huge dents or rot outs on the top side. That one's rotted all the way across the bottom and up on the top. But this section is good. What I'm thinking is I could cut this section out of this trunk lid and put it on this trunk lid, because this is where it's got its issues, is on the bottom skin. Pretty much all the way across. But I'm thinking that I should be able to scab a piece of that deck lid onto this one, and then should be good. But then I will need to change that lock with that style of lock. So that means I would have to cut that section out of that one, that section out of that one, and put them together. Guess you do what you got to do with what you got. I'll be back. And this is why I wanted to test fit the trunk lid before moving any further for the gaps. Let me see if I can find that stir stick. I'll give you an idea of what I'm looking at. You can't tell on the camera very well. Let's see. Here we go. So it gets to about right there, and it starts tightening up, and then back here it's closed off. I think I could probably move it over a little bit. That might help some with that. But it's kind of the same. Yeah, see, it's real tight on this side. So let me see. I can scoot it over here that way. So now we're pretty good here, but we're still tight back here. So it's tightening up as it comes down. Let's see what that other side looks like now. Maybe I pushed it too far, I don't know. Yeah, still open a little bit on this side. Let me go over there and push it again. Make you guys dizzy. Let's see. So I left a stick on that side. Now I can press against it there. And open this side up a little, but I dropped down a little, so I'll have to. Now, a couple spacers in here. Good across this back. Back is nice. A little tight there. And again, it tightens up towards the back. Both sides. I'm trying not to spin you around too much. Make you dizzy. Make the video sick. Same thing. It's wide at the top. Closed off here at the back. Let me see what I can do about this side. The other side was already pretty nice. Well, it was tight down there at the back. But after taking my railroad jack and pressing on it, this side was pretty nice. The other side was still tight. So that's why I had to do that. You can see pretty good gap on both sides. I'm satisfied with that. I did go ahead and shot screws across the inner wheel well. Them will be my welding locations when I go to start welding this thing together. There'll be a couple more up in there for the brackets for the trunk hinges. But overall, got a nice little gap up in here. This for the, there we go, but it's not too bad. It's opened up a little bit there, but I could get that tightened back up a little. It's tight on this side. Yeah, overall it's fitting pretty damn nice. I have to trim that off after the fact. There we go, sorry about that. I trim that off after the fact once I get it all welded. There's enough lip back there to put another screw here and here. Weld that in and cut that off. Yeah. Nice gap across there. Nice tight fit here. That's lining up pretty good. Across here. That just have to be built up a little bit to match that. Really tight gap here. I tried moving the door forward. It's pretty much where it's going to be. So I'll have to adjust that, open it up a little. Me removing that piece out of there did allow this to drop off. So it's not too bad. Just the angle I'm showing you is kind of a little bit off up there at the top, but all that's adjustable with the hammer and some welding that piece in down in here for that bracket. Anyways, that's where we're at. So I believe this is the final test fit of the trunk lid. As long as I got some gaps that I can work with, I'll be happy with that. So now I gotta pull this back off, pull the quarter back off, weld all the inner structure in, scuff the inside of the quarter panel, and get it textured with the rock guard and painted on the inside. And then I should be ready to start tacking the quarters on. If all goes well, I might have that done within the next week or so, and I'll be ahead of schedule. My end caps fit pretty good. That's where I'm at with it. A little bit here, a little bit there. Sorry, I got a cold. Pretty tight gap over here too. It ain't too bad though. I like this gap over here. That one on the other side's pretty darn close. But the original quarter panel was close too. But I don't think it was that close. We're just a little bit close there. And it's all the way down. That's that. I did look at my other door in the basement. Excuse me. And it's rusted underneath here. Where I don't think this one is. And it was starting to pop through here where it was rusting it on the bottom. Yeah, I think this will be good down in there. Alright, man, I'm done out here. All this coughing and carrying on. So, that's that. Night-night. So that's that piece Andy Pole cut out for me on a charger. He just cut the whole quarter section out that it was connected to. That way I could remove it the way I wanted to. So it's the driver's side that was missing. And there's the passenger side that I was able to reference. But I went ahead and sandblasted both. Wire brushed them a little bit so I could put some primer and paint on them before I mount them up to the quarter panels where they belong. Did get a set of cow vent covers from him also. And then there was these pieces here, lower tie rod knuckles. I have them on mine. But the passenger side one of the bolts is stripped. So he hooked me up with them. And I bought some other little goodies. Hold on a minute, I'll open up the package. Uh-oh. Low power. Anyways, I picked up a set of inner door handles and window cranks and the door locks. Got a complete set of them. Some more pretties to go on the car when I get her done one of these days. But anyways, that's where I'm at. Night night.